All right, let's get into this mobility. So we're going to start with my favorite move, hands out to the side, legs nice and wide, wider than hip distance apart, and we're going to twist. Reaching through, breathing. Wow, we twist. Opening nice and wide. Beautiful. From here, we're going to take our down to opposite toe, opposite hand, opposite toe, reaching through. And we're going to add on to this, okay? We're going to add a little balance. After I touch my left foot, I'm going to touch it again. Then I'm going to touch my right foot, and then I'm going to touch it again. Left foot, lift and touch. Right foot, lift and touch. Left foot, lift, touch. Right foot, lift and touch. One more each side. Beautiful. Right. And release. Awesome. Nice little mini flow, putting everything together. Okay, let's go into a walkout to plank. Okay, so in our walkout to plank, I want you to think about rolling down to the floor. So we're going to take our chin into our chest. We're going to let our back round, keeping our hands nice and close to our body. So we slowly roll it down to the floor into a nice little forward bend. And then we're going to walk our hands out into a plank. From here, you're going to slowly lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Okay? Take a deep inhale and exhale, push all the way up. And then we're going to slowly walk our hands back towards our feet. And then slowly chin into chest, roll ourselves all the way up to stand. And repeat. Let's go a little bit faster. So rolling down. Breathing. Hands to the floor. Walking all the way out. From here, slow drop to the floor. Inhale. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, we push straight up and slowly walk all the way up and roll all the way to standing. Let's do one more. We're going to roll our chin down into our chest, rolling all the way down to the floor. Hands walk all the way out. And slowly lower ourselves to the ground, nice and controlled. Take that deep inhale and exhale, push straight up and slowly walk our hands back to our feet. From here, we're going to slowly stand all the way up to stand. Lovely. Okay. For our next move, we're going to go into a good morning, okay? So we're going to do two moves mixed together, but let's get you into this good morning first. So we're going to reach our hands all the way up towards the ceiling and keeping a nice high chest hinge, just bending at the hips, nice light bend in the knees. We're going to come all the way to a flat back. And we just want to be parallel with our hips. From here, keeping our hands up above our heads, we're going to come all the way up, okay? If that is too much, putting your hands above your head, you can keep your hands at your chest and keep the bend here, okay? You can also come hands behind the head, nice and flat back. Or you can come all the way straight up. Nice flat back. Okay? The goal is to get to this point where your hands are straight up in the air. Okay? From here, we're going to add on. Our feet are just a little bit wider than our hips. We're going to keep our hands above our head, and we're going to add a assessment squat. I like to call them assessment squats. That's what we do to assess our squat before we go back into that good morning. Hi, assessment squat. Good morning. A couple more here. Assessment squat. And good morning. Last combo, assessment squat. And good morning. Beautiful. Woo, circle all the way down. Roll those shoulders out. Beautiful. All right, we're going to come down to a kneeling, okay? But we're going to make our way down from standing. Ooh, challenge, okay? So feet hip distance apart. We're going to bring, remember we did those back bends? We're going to bring our knees forward, bending at the ankles onto our toes and bringing our knees forward. Right? And then, of course, gotta reverse it. So we gotta bring those feet back all the way up to stand. Okay? Challenge. We went from 0 to 100, right? Coming down into that squat, pressing onto your toes and coming forward. If you need to use your hands, please feel free to push back into that squat and stand up from there. Okay? Nice and slow, nice and controlled. This is your challenge. See if you can get into this. My challenge is to try to get both knees down at the same time. Awesome. Let's do one more here. Coming all the way down and pushing forward. Okay? And then let's come back up and stand up. Awesome. All right, let's get into our windmills. Oh, lovely. So in our windmills, I have like a little stretch there. Okay, in our windmills, we're going to put our left foot out towards the side, right foot nice and back, and we're going to push that hip out, okay? From here, if you remember, we're going to reach our left hand down and our right hand up, okay? To add onto this, we're gonna take our right hand down and bring it back up. Right hand down and bring it back up. One more time, right hand down and bring it back up and bring it back up to standing. Let's do the other side. Okay, right foot out, left foot facing forward. We're going to reach all the way down, right hand down the leg. From here, twist. I want that full twist. Bring that left shoulder facing the ground. So we're challenging our balance and working through this movement while we hold it. We're going to do one extra on this side. Over here. And reach and lift up. Beautiful. Feeling mobile? Great, because we're done mobility. Let's get stretched. Alrighty, let's get stretched. Okay, so we're going to go into some moves that you've already seen, but we're going to add a little bit to make it flow. Okay, so let's come into that half lunge to the side. Okay, right knee is down, right toes are tucked, left foot out to the side. We're just going to push back onto that right leg. And then as we come up, we're going to reach our left hand up towards the ceiling, nice twist all the way through. And then as we come down, we're going to thread that left arm all the way through, reaching through, sitting back onto our right heel. And then we're going to bring that hand all the way back up as we sit forward and then reset. Switch sides. Okay? Right foot out to the side, left toes are tucked under, and we're going to push back. Okay? From here, we push back forward, reach that right hand all the way up towards the sky for a nice stretch, and then take that right hand under and thread it through, reaching to where we can get to. From here, we thread it back up towards the sky and put it back to neutral, and repeat on the other side. Let's go. We're going to take it up to tempo, just a little bit faster, a little bit more intention. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can bring your hands a little bit further forward. Okay, let's go. So we're going to push back all the way back. Nice stretch here. Sitting back forward, reach that left hand up towards the ceiling. Reach, 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 reach. And then thread all the way through as we sit back. Bringing it back up towards the ceiling and replacing it down on the ground. Switch sides. Taking that right leg out to the side, making sure our hands are set, sitting all the way back into a nice deep stretch. Coming back to neutral. Reaching our hand all the way up towards the ceiling and threading it all the way through as we sit back into the stretch. Bringing that hand all the way back up to the ceiling and returning it back to neutral. Let's do that one more time. Bringing that left side all the way out. Raising our hands out, reaching deep, 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 deep into the stretch, sitting all the way back up, reaching up towards the sky, opening all the way up, and threading that arm all the way through as we sit back. Deep breath here. Bring it back all the way up towards the sky before we bring it back to neutral. Okay? Last time on this right side, let's push all the way back. Deep inhale here, and we come forward and twist towards the sky. And bring it through all the way, threading that needle. And bringing it back up to the sky. And bringing it back to neutral. And sitting back into our child's pose. Beautiful. Good job. All right, so we're going to sit down on our booties and we're going to have both feet flat on the ground, hands on the ground in a nice seated position. We're going to cross one leg over. I'm going to cross my right leg over. And then I'm going to bring my butt as close as possible to my left foot to get a nice stretch. Okay? Nice and deep stretch. So we have a beautiful stretch here already. So, of course, we got to add a little bit more. Let's try to put that right foot on the ground without losing the stretch. Yeah, I said right foot. I didn't say left foot. I said right foot. All right, nice stretch there. And then you're going to take your right hand and you're going to add a little bit of a push all the way down that leg. Okay, so I'm just taking the base of my hand. I like to call this the bum of my hand because it looks like a little bum. And then just create a little movement in space. Putting that hand back on the ground, I'm going to bring that leg back, and then I'm going to come towards the other side. So I'm trying to put my right knee. Notice I'm keeping that tension. I'm keeping my left heel close to my butt. I'm getting a nice twist. Okay, bringing that back up. Let's go one more time. Reset yourself. And let's go over to the left, sorry. Get that right foot on the ground, or as close to it as you can. And then we're going to bring it back up and bring that right knee towards the ground. And breathe here. Beautiful. Let's switch sides. Right foot down, left knee, left ankle crosses over. All right, try to sit up. Ooh, this side's much harder, so my back wants to sink on this one. All right, this one's going to be fun. So we're going to take our left foot, try to get that as close to the ground as possible. And then we're going to take our left hand and we're going to use the bum of our hand and just try to create some space in there. Beautiful. Okay, from here, we're going to bring that back to neutral, and then we're going to try to bring our left knee down to the ground. Nice little twist in the torso. And then bring it back to neutral. Let's go another time, all the way over. Bring that left foot down towards the ground. Keeping that chest up. Might have to adjust as your body tends to release a little bit. So you might have to adjust your position. I have to bring my hands closer. And then bringing it back and across. Creating another stretch. Awesome. Good job, everybody. And bringing that all the way back to neutral. Awesome. Release. Amazing. Let's get into our final stretch of this section. And let's go into our 90-90. This one's going to come around a lot. You're going to see a lot of 90-90. There's so many things to do in this position, so we keep bringing it up. I'm going to move back. All right. Stay in camera, Devin. All right. So our left leg is forward, nice and bent, as close to 90 degrees as we can. We're going to take our left hand on the outside of our knee, our right hand on the outside of our foot. And we're going to stay nice and neutral. Chest is high. And we're going to bring our chest, keep your chin up, down towards the middle, halfway between your knee and your thigh. Your knee and your thigh? Between your knee and your foot. From here, we're going to slide a little bit towards your foot. So put pressure in your left hand to push you over towards your foot while staying nice and low. From here, we're going to walk our hands out to the outside of our left knee. Take a deep inhale and exhale. And then we're going to walk a little bit further. Deep inhale and exhale. And then we're going to walk a tiny bit further and put our elbow down to the ground. From here, we're going to reach our right hand all the way up to the ceiling, sitting nice and tall, reaching through that right hand. We're going to reach all the way up overhead as far as we can go. Okay? Trying to get that elbow nice and straight, reaching. And then we're going to turn our right shoulder down towards the ground and try to get our forehead on our left fist. Reaching. Slowly turning out, reaching all the way up. And we're going to put our hand down to help us walk. Slowly staying nice and low. We're going to walk our hands all the way back to the front. Woo! Feel good, right? Okay, transition time. We're going to take our right leg up, bring it straight forward, keeping that in the air. Lift our left leg up, right leg goes down, left leg turns back. And we're on the other side. Ready for action. All right. So adjusting your position, you're going to take your right hand on the outside of your right knee, your left hand on the outside of your left foot. Sitting nice and tall, chest up. You're going to bring your chest forward halfway between your foot and your knee, and just breathe and exhale down. Breathe here. And you're slowly going to slide, pushing into your right hand to bring your body closer to your foot. My belly's making noise. Whenever your belly makes noise when you're stretching, it means it's a good thing. And then we're going to slowly walk our hands over to the side, reaching around to the right. Oh yeah, take a deep inhale here. And exhale. See if you can get a little bit further. And exhale. Yeah. And this last one, we're going to put our elbow down. Elbow to the floor, nice stretch above the line. And we're going to reach that left hand up and over our head, reaching all the way through. Keep that arm nice and straight, keeping the tension through intention, reaching all the way away. And then we're going to make a fist with our right hand and twist our body, left shoulder coming down towards the ground so that our left hand can reach away, and right fist supporting our forehead. And breathe here. Beautiful. Slowly turn, reach through, all the way back, circle around, and then walk our hands all the way back to the front. And return to neutral. Beautiful. Feeling all stretched? Let's bring our left leg back, right leg forward, and release. Let's get activated. All right, let's get activated. Okay, we're gonna stay standing and we're gonna go into that slow leg lift, but we're gonna add on. Of course we're gonna add on, okay? We're gonna just do a little bit of a combination, okay? So we're gonna balance on our right leg to begin with. And we're gonna start with that slow leg lift, and we're going to add a reach. So we're going to touch that toe, okay? And then we're going to bring that leg back into a quad stretch. Grab that foot. Then we're going to bring it back and touch. Slow, 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 slow. Doing this fast does not make you stronger. Slower is actually the better way to get stronger. And one more time on this side, reach. And woo, don't watch me because I'm about to be all over the place. And release, okay? It's actually really good for you to try to regain your balance. That's a really great way to strengthen your ankles and your feet. Okay, so don't worry about it. When you're all over the place, that's fine. Keep working at it. Keep trying to rebalance yourself. Let's do it on the left side. So I'm going to bring that slow leg lift and reach towards the toes. And then we're going to keep our balance, focusing with soft eyes, and reach back. Bring it back. So we're going into stretch and into activation. So the stretch is the quad stretch, activation is the leg lift of that exact same muscles. Okay, combinations. Beautiful. I'm actually very proud of myself. I normally fall on this side, so power to me. All right, let's come into a half kneeling position. All right, so in our half kneel, I'm gonna bring your left foot up first, right leg is down. Okay, I'm going to bring my right hand on the outside of my left knee. Okay, from here, I'm going to turn my palm away from me, and I'm going to reach my hand up, and this time I'm going to reach toward my heel. Okay, so I have to extend through my hip while keeping my right knee in place, and then reach forward, and then I'm going to deep lunge all the way to the floor in front of me. Reach through, hand turns away, reach back, reach heel. Okay? Keeping that going, breathing through. Try to keep your eyes on your fingertips. So we're working on that motor control, reaching all the way through. Deep stretch and activation at the same time. Reach. Let's do one more on this return. Up, hands on eyes, reach through, and reach back. Awesome. Let's switch sides. We're going to take, whoo, hear that? We had a little adjustment. Yes, we needed it. Okay, right leg up, left leg down, left hand on the outside of that right leg. So from here, palm facing away, I'm going to reach all the way up, touch my left foot, and reach all the way forward, touch in front. Eyes on your fingertips as you reach all the way up, turning to reach, and all the way forward. Nice little pendulum-like movement, forward and backwards. You notice my left foot is flat. If you need to tuck that toe, that is also fine. I think I have my right side tucked when I was doing this. That part does not matter. It is a comfort level. Let's do one more after this. Reaching all the way through and back and return. Woo! That one's a doozy. All right, from here we're gonna go into a plank peak. From our plank peak, in order to get into it, if you need a modified version, you can keep your knees a little bit more bent, okay? I like to keep mine nice and straight and push my heels down to the ground because I like the stretch I get in my calves. We always need those calf stretch, okay? So we're going to come into a plank again. and push back into downward dog. Push through. Plank and downward dog. From here, we're going to add on. When we get into our plank, we're going to come into our plank and we're going to retract our shoulders and push back. So bring our shoulder blades back, bring them away, and push all the way back. If you need to do this in a modified plank, you can bring your knees here. Let's do that. Retract again. Bring shoulder blades together. Bring them away. Shoulder blades together. Bring them away. And then bring your knees back up when we push back into that plank peak. Okay? We're going to change up the shoulders this time. So in our plank now, we're going to protract. So we're going to bring our shoulder blades apart and bring it to neutral. Bring it apart, neutral, and push back into our peak. Okay? This last one, we're going to come down and we're going to circle. Circle, circle, and push back. Anybody else sweating? No, just me? And then bring our knees down to the ground and push back into our child's pose. Talk about shoulders, right? Speaking of shoulders, let's do some more, okay? We're gonna go into, I like to call them prone angels. So whenever you're flat on the ground, you're in a prone position. So we're in our prone position, okay? From here, we're going to make little angels that make letters, okay? Let me show you these positions. So we have W, Y, T are the ones that we're going to do today, okay? So Y, W, Y, T. Y, W, Y, T, okay? We're going to do that face down on the floor, okay? So coming face down on the ground, we're going to palms down, bring our elbows back and down, okay? From here, you can lift your chest up off the ground. We're going to keep our feet nice and flat, and then lift your hands up off the ground, okay? From here, keeping this position, you're going to just move your hands into that Y position, palms still down. And then as we go into the T, I want you to turn your thumbs up towards the ceiling. All right, from here, we're going back to Y, hand, palms facing down. And then we're gonna bring those elbows down and squeeze into our mid back. Let's keep it up. If you need to take a break, but we're going again. We're going into that Y. And then turning our thumbs up into that T. Then we're coming back to Y. And we're coming into W and take a break. Okay, let's do that sequence. So we're going to go through it twice, but we're going to do that once more. Once more, but we're going to do 2 rounds within that once more. Make sense? Yeah? Got it? Great. Good. Let's get it. All right. Assume the position. Chest up. Hands up. We're in that W. Now let's hit that Y. T, thumbs up. Y. And W. Stay up if you can. Let's come back into that Y. T. Y. And W. Squeeze that W out before we put it down. Woo! How are we doing? Feeling good? Lovely. All right, let's get into our next move. We're going to come onto our behinds, and we're going to come back into that crab / tabletop. So feet flat on the ground. We're going to bring our hips up and bring our hips back down. Hips up, hips back down. Hips up, Try to get that full tabletop nice and flat. All the way up, squeeze those glutes and up, okay? We're going to add that reach, okay? So I'm going to reach with my left hand up and over and bring it back down. Alternate. Let's go into the right side, reach through, all the way up and back down. Left side, up, and bring it back down, and right side up, and bring it back down. Awesome. How do you feel? Great. Let's do one last flow.